Hey, there's a couple shout outs here, Nakia, for you.
Really?
Good ones. Welcome. Welcome ones. All right. You got the people in the chat in, and we will go ahead and get started with or the waiting room. Two people have entered the waiting room. We will let Nakia move to the next slide. I can do the admitting, Nakia, if you want. Oh, there we go. We are proud to be Missouri Childhood Community Leaders in the St. Louis region. My name is Lisa Greening, and I'm the director of Turn the Page STL, St. Louis's chapter of the Campaign for Grade Level Reading. And as I always say, literacy starts at birth, and that's why this initiative is so important for the St. Louis region. My colleague, a wonderful colleague of several years, Tiffany Herbert, is on this call. She's with the City of the St. Charles School District with a bad cold and a hoarse voice. So just know that she's right here and she's taking notes, but we'll be off video. And most importantly, I'd like to introduce our third and new St. Louis Region Childhood Community Leader, Nakia Brown with United for Children. Nakia, do you want to say a few words about yourself?
I'm sure. I'm Nakia Brown. I'm with United for Children. I am a program manager, and most of all, I am excited to be here.
Fantastic. We're excited that you're here. Next slide.
Mm.
Perfect. So, welcome everyone. We are going to set a little bit of a baseline after we all kind of talk about our Office of Childhood Resources, which will then be even greater and more reinforced by Kimberly Weekly, who is here. We'll be talking about Missouri Childhood Community Leaders and Missouri Family Resources. Then we're going to really dive into how the St. Louis region can get involved in Missouri Family Resources, Missouri's Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and the status of that, and our Facebook group page, our folder, and our upcoming meetings. And we'll end with questions that you may have. Next slide. So we are going to take this slide down. We'd love for you to come off mute and tell your name, your organization, and, oh wait, see here, what is happening at your organization and events that you'd like to share. I think I started by sharing that we had a great event with 9PBS on Sunday, passing out so many different Office of Childhood resources to families who came to bring their kids to see Clifford. And a few of them got to play soccer, a few thousand of them, it seemed like. Oh, yeah, and Casey was there, Casey with her kids. So it was a super fun event. And I love all the collaborations that were happening at that event. Anybody else want to talk about what they're doing? And if you don't, I call you out.
You hear me?
Yes.
Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
Marcia.
I'm Marcia Carradine, parent educator with Riverview Gardens School District. We're doing this summer camp now at the Early Education Center. So
Woo.
today they had the petting zoo, they've been taking nature walks, they've been doing something fun every day. They got wet today. But I did want to share, I don't know if anybody's on here from Mopata. I attended the Mopata retreat last week in Jeff City. And I just want to say it was amazing. It was in an amazing place, amazing speakers, amazing information. I had a great time and it was very knowledgeable. They gave away some great little giveaways. We got a journal, we got a book. So it was very, very nice. The food was good. It was a very great event. They did a great job. Hats off to Shauna for doing a awesome, fantastic job on that, and all of the speakers.
I don't think Shauna is on here, but her right and left hand person, Kimberly, sure is. So,
Okay, good.
uh,
Then she can say I gave her a shout out then, because it was
yay.
amazing. It really was
Kim-
nice.
Oh,
Kimberly,
I
you'll
will.
have to send me the link to all that, and we'll make sure that everybody on this call gets the information about what you guys did.
I will.
And Haley, you met with Shauna yesterday. Did she look familiar? Because she's always on these calls too. She's one of our great leaders for early childhood education. All right. Anybody else? Thank you, Marcia.
I'll go if you want.
Hey, Shelley.
I'm Shelley Brett Snyder. I am filling in for Maggie Melson today.
That's
Um,
right.
yep. So I am with St. Charles City County Library. Um, and we have all kinds of stuff going on right now. Summer Challenge, of course, just kicked off a couple weeks ago. We just had our giant symphony event, which is super cool. And it was rainy that day, so we couldn't have it in the park. So we fit it all in the lobby of one of our libraries. So we fit 800 people in, and it was amazing. But then, as far as early literacy goes, one thing that we are working on is an initiative that we're starting called Keys to Success.
Great.
And KEYS stands for Kindergarten Entry Skills. And
Oh,
so what we did is I reached out to all of our local parents as teachers groups and said, what are the things that you look for kindergarten readiness? And they sent
mm-hmm.
me all their lists. I combined all their lists together into one. And then we are using those in all of our story times to talk to parents about, these are kind of things that we need to do to help kids get ready for kindergarten. Same as we do with Every Child Ready to Read. And we're using the same, 5 skills from Every Child Ready to Read: the sing, talk, play, read, write. Um, to do the same thing for kindergarten readiness. And so then starting in mostly September, I think one of them has to start late August, but we're going to be starting a specific kindergarten readiness program at the library. So every month we'll focus on a different skill. And so
Wow.
we'll kind of focus on those throughout the year. And then over the summer we'll have like kind of a party graduation. So that's kind of what we are trying to work on, and hopefully we'll see how that goes and if we can help our kindergartners at all. So and
You
have
know,
fun.
that transition point is critical to
Mhm.
educational success. Hold on, and I just wanted to say that, Shelley, is there a link to that on your library website, the information about what you share with your families? And I know that the St. Louis County Library and the St. Louis Public Library have similar initiatives. I would love to bring the three of them together
Mhm.
and inform all of you so you guys know what's going on throughout the region.
We don't have a link yet, but we need to get it
Mhm.
on there. We've got like handouts that we'll be giving out, at our regular early literacy programs that kind of talk about all of our kindergarten readiness skills. And then each one of the monthly programs that's specifically geared will have one, specific to each skill that will go out. So we're working with
Amazing.
marketing to get that all set up. So hopefully we'll have that on the website soon. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Marcia,
Shelley,
you had a question. Yes.
I do. Did you say that this is going to be at every library, or is it going to
We're
be a specific
Just
library?
St. Charles. In
Just
St.
St.
Yep.
Charles?
Charles. Oh, God.
Yep.
Okay.
St. Charles City County Library. We're
Oh,
starting
God.
the kindergarten readiness one at 3 locations, but the whole initiative will be at all of our locations for all of our early literacy programs. So just like we use Every Child Ready to Read, we'll be using the keys as well to focus on kindergarten readiness and just talk to parents about, this is why we practice cutting, and this is why we do finger plays, and this is why we sing, and, things like that. So just trying to help teach the caregivers and practice some of those skills and stuff. So
But Marcia, I will make sure that everybody on this call here knows what of those kindergarten readiness programs are happening at the St. Louis County Library, what is happening at the St. Louis Public Library, the city library, even our municipal libraries in St. Louis County. And thanks to Shelley, I'm inspired also St. Charles. So
Okay,
um,
that's good.
yeah, yeah. So watch for an email. I'll make sure that goes in the newsletter, actually. That's
Okay.
fantastic. Anybody else? What's going on?
Hey, my name is Dr. Samantha March, and I have the duty, honor, and pleasure of being associate partner with the Opportunity Trust, as well as the executive director of the St. Louis Pre-K Cooperative. And please do excuse my tardiness for joining, but Lisa, is this the chance that we're sharing some happenings in our organization?
Yes, yes.
We are having a wonderful kindergarten enrollment fair next Saturday on June the 27th at the Urban League Water Tower location. That is 2125 Bissell Street. And this is an opportunity for our families in the city as well as in the county to come out and get assistance in enrollment for this upcoming school year. I will share the flyer with Lisa so that she can put it out on the email. And what I'm asking from this wonderful group here of dynamic leaders, childcare providers, champions, and advocates, if you all could just please spread the awareness. We have lots of
Absolutely.
families, as we know, that we don't want them waiting to the first day of school or August. We have to get them in the slots available at good schools. The one county school that I have representing is the Leadership School.
Mm,
And then I have several city schools that we were represented as well. I just need this to get out to as many families that you can. So please, if you can be so kind to share this on your social media platforms, share this via email with your networks. The schools are there. We just need the families to come out. Thank you so much.
Great
yay.
idea. Man, that sounds
Yay,
awesome.
Dr. March. And I'll make sure that that gets out also. And I'll be in touch. Maybe I think the St. Louis Public Library does something close to what St. Charles Public Library does. Connect you with Joe Moynihan about resources for helping kids then become kindergarten ready. So I love it.
Yes, please, if anyone has any resources that they would like to share, even if you would like to come out and be a part of this, no vendor fees. I'm not charging anything. If you have if your organization wants to get connected with other schools, or if your organization wants to get connected with families, this is the time to come out and you can have a table. Again, this is at no cost to anyone to participate.
I
That
got
is,
one question, Dr. March. So say for instance, Riverview sends a representative with there will be IT support so that they can register, or will they just have to give out the information to the parent to register? So are
That's
they
a
registering in
wonderful
school?
question.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So if your organization wants to participate, one, I ask that you go through the registration.
Hmm.
You can email me to get them registered so that we can make sure that we have a table. And
Okay.
you can bring your, I guess I would call it paraphernalia. Get your, table out. I call it paraphernalia. Some other people
Hmm.
might just call it
Hmm.
information. And
Hmm.
then also, this is an enrollment fair. So, to the best of your organization's ability to get them through the process, some schools
Okay.
have, just the application that they can do.
Hmm.
There
Hmm.
is Wi-Fi services. So, if your organization wants to bring their device, that's
Hmm.
the IT support that I can provide is the Wi-Fi. And if they want
Okay.
to bring their device to do whatever they do, please, by
Okay.
all means.
and And
That's
Dr.
right.
Marsh is with Riverview Gardens School
Yes,
District.
I'm very
Yeah.
familiar with Marshall, who attends
All
every
right. I
Thank
am in
goodness
all these school
I'm on the
districts
good
there.
side
I
of
love
He
it.
everything.
provides the great information and asks wonderful, great questions. Thank you.
Thank you. And then the last thing, and this is just because I'm a parent educator, what about pre-K? Like if some schools have pre-K and in the elementary. So would that be an option? Because some parents have kids that are going to pre-K and kids that are going to kindergarten.
Again, the target audience is
It's
kindergarten.
kindergarten. Mhm.
However, we understand that schools have all grade levels, so I'm not limiting
Okay.
any.
Okay. Okay.
And I also want to be very aware and cognizant that I'm not trying to step on any pre-K
Toes. Right.
toes.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
don't want to say this is a pre-K kindergarten, pre-K enrollment event, because then that kind of would not be
Forget
so
where
nice.
this really, yeah. Okay.
Right. But what I
I get
will
it.
say is you're more than welcome as a parent educator expert to come out and give information to everyone about, just information on the milestones, on developmentally appropriate
Okay.
activities that they could do with their
I was
family.
thinking about that and pre-kindergarten screening.
Yes, all of that type of stuff that's universal. I would
That is you
definitely,
because it's important. Yeah.
yes, I would definitely love for you to be a participant and not so much, just say, oh, this is for Riverview Garden parents.
But
This is
just
for
period.
the
It's for parents
community. Yeah,
everywhere. Everybody
yeah,
needs to get their
You guys
children
are
screened.
so inspiring. You are both so inspiring, and I hope you inspire everybody here. I'm
Okay,
going to
great.
actually
Dr.
shout out.
March, I will
Yes,
reach out to you after this.
sounds great. And do we have one more person who would like to say some exciting stuff that's happening? If not, I will let Nakia share our PowerPoint again. And we're just going to set kind of a baseline for what is community leaders, which we're going to hear a lot from Kimberly, but also I think that there's a lot of confusion around what the Office of Childhood is. Next slide, please. What the Office of Childhood is, and all the resources that they have. Well, I just wanted to share, and Kimberly's going to reinforce this in her presentation, but I just wanted to share our Office of Childhood website to make sure that everybody is clear. So, Nakia, can you share that website? Aren't you guys happy I'm not doing this time?
You so technology savvy.
Nakia is. So this is the Office of Childhood website. Raise your hand if you've been on this site often. Please do. Please be on this site. We've got why, what we do, OOC program flyers, and contact us. Most importantly, I know Howard's on this phone call or on this whatever we're calling this Zoom meeting. Early intervention. If you need to know anything about first steps, this is where you start. If you need to know anything about home visiting, this is Missouri. Missouri has a home visiting collaborative now, thanks to the St. Louis Children's Trust Fund that holds it. So there's parents as teachers, but there's other types of home visiting programs that might work better for families. Childcare. Where can you get childcare? Licensing, all the information that you need. Please share that with families. And it'll also take you to the Child Care Aware of Missouri site that will actually connect families with childcare. Subsidies. Families are looking for subsidies. A lot of our early childhood providers are helping families look for subsidies. This is a great first beginning. Um, and then quality programs. Remember, we had been talking about the new QAR and what does quality mean? Because I know every single one of you out there right now want the best quality programs out there for your children. And then outreach opportunities, different councils that you can get on. One of the outreach opportunities we're going to talk about later today is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library and Missouri Family Resources. Kimberly will be talking about. And then your professional development, Office of Childhood Professional Development. Um, so please, please, please share this with your family, share this with early childhood providers, and it's a wealth of resources. Another really fun, I think maybe you can just click below, Nakia, on the Missouri Early Care and Education icon. Maybe it'll take us right there. Um, this is here for families. And it's run by the Office of Childhood, but it provides so much great information for families ready to make. You can scroll on down, but all families should be how to find childcare, how to find family resources. That includes food, it includes scholarships, it includes jobs. All things families need. We were talking about tracking my child's development. Marcia was talking about that. You can get some extra resources here, and then finding training opportunities. So I just wanted to share some of these great resources so that you guys are aware that they're out there. So Nikki, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Nikki is going to share with us a printable flyer that I'm going to have linked on our newsletter that we send out every month, and I've done it in the past. Yay. Whoops, next slide. This is a program overview, all the different things that the Office of Childhood has, and you can get through with those QR codes. I'm going to put it in the newsletter. You can download this and give it to families as print, handouts, because all they need is, that code, or you can post it everywhere and anywhere. Let's empower people. Next slide. Nikia, do you want to talk about this one?
Okay, so this is
Okay.
our 2026-2027 guide on the topics that will be discussed each month in our monthly meetings, but also it will be a part of our e-newsletter and on our Facebook post. So for example, like June is Community Leader in Missouri Family Resources. And so today we have somebody here that is going to discuss community leaders in Missouri Family Resources.
Yeah, and you guys can see the puzzle around. That's the different, if you see yourself plugging into any of those months, right? And would like to speak at our meeting, you can see it kind of goes all the way around. And so that is going to be the focus of that month here for the childhood community leaders. All right. We're finally to our amazing speaker. You guys, I loved all the sharing we did today. But Kimberly Weekly is joining us here. Her title is coworker. I love it. She doesn't like titles, but she is an all-around ECE person throughout the entire state of Missouri. And she is one of our leaders with the Missouri Childhood Community Leaders Initiative. I will make you, Kimberly, a co-host right now so that you can share your slides.
Thank you so much, Lisa, and what an honor to be here. I have just loved attending the St. Louis meeting, the energy that you guys bring, the collaboration that I see every time. Not only like when programs share things, but like in the chat, the connections that have been made, and that it truly is just such a wonderful definition of what our community leaders do. So I am so fortunate that I get to support all the community leaders, and I have learned more about our state in the last years that I've been doing this work than I have the other 50 plus. I'll just say plus years that I've lived here. So it has just been such an honor. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And you have to tell, do you see my presentation?
We do.
Okay, great, great. So if there's any questions or chat, please feel free to stop me. Lisa, if you don't mind to run, let me know if there's anything in the chat that I need to address, or we could just wait till the end for questions. But just as a high level overview of what Missouri Childhood Community Leaders really are and what we stand for is really the belief of connecting Missouri families and children to resources. So the community leader vision is really about empowered families, connected communities, and thriving children. So really the what of what the community leaders are is basically local leaders in every part of the state that works to improve access to early childhood programs and services for families with young children. Honestly, I didn't pay these ladies to talk about the library programs and some of the things that Dr. March was talking about, but that's exactly what we want to do. We love to see these connections happen where people are saying, okay, I'm going to reach out to you later. And like I said, sometimes it's in the chat that we see all these wonderful connections happen. But as Lisa had showed you, I won't go ahead and open the Office of Childhood website. You're going to see community leaders on that outreach, that bottom corner of the Office of Childhood. So if by chance your program, we see a lot of our stakeholders that really kind of bridge over, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 different regions. And if you haven't been able to connect with, let's say, somebody from the Northeast or from the North Central or Southeast, you can go onto that site and there will be some contact information. And if all else fails, if you're not having success, Lisa knows how to get a hold of us, and then we can help connect you. So really the how our community leaders do all this beautiful work and this collaboration is kind of what we're calling the 4 pillars of our work. First, it's really that education and that outreach, really driving awareness through that outreach and engagements to communities, just like Lisa shared with PBS at that wonderful event. I got to see a few pictures, and how fun was that? But really working and focusing on communities, schools, providers, and really all other early childhood program and services. Also that resource identification, and we'll get into this a little bit later, locating and identifying that local resources and programs to support that accessibility for families and early care professionals. So that was one of the things back in 2019 when really beginning some of the pilots of these types of programs. One of the biggest things was finding those resources. We have them, but finding them and then making sure that information is accurate and current, because we all know how frustrating it is when you're looking at a resource and then you try to call it and the phone is no longer in service, or maybe that resource is no longer there. So that's part of the reason why we are so proud to be part of the Missouri Family Resource. Collaborative partners. Speaking to the choir right now, that's you. So really identifying and establishing and facilitating those active regional stakeholders that help drive and support the value of this collaboration. So it's all about, it's that whole child, whole community kind of philosophy. Last year, so proud, and I'll get into some data a little bit more, but we were so fortunate across the state to work with over 350 unique collaborative partners in this work in this early childhood field. So it was beautiful. And then last but not least, really promoting that Office of Childhood's mission, all of the wonderful programs and resources that they have that can support all of our families, children, and programs. And really we want that all children are going to be safe, healthy, and successful learners before entering school. Are we all good? Any questions so far? Okay.
Looking good.
Okay. Here's one of my favorite pieces is the data. So we just ended our program year. We got to meet with Shauna, Michaela, and Haley, and I all got to meet. Was that just yesterday? It's kind of a blur. And really talk about the impact our community leaders have had across our state, and it's huge. We have created an impact and outcomes data tracking that really can tell our story through numbers, but also we want to tell our story through the successes that they have done also. So some of the numbers are, they have had over 1,317 county engagements within our state this year. That means our community, they're putting some miles and going places. I'm telling you, discovering new parts of beautiful parts of their regions and doing engagements in the counties. They've engaged with over 900, had engagements 967 times with the school districts. They've had 799 engagements with childcare providers. And I'm going to stop just a second. So for our community leaders to call it an engagement, it has to be bidirectional. Like, it has to be bidirectional. It can't be them just sending out information. There has to be a two-way communication piece for our community leaders to call it an engagement. And then, of course, there's 2,509 stakeholder engagements, and then almost 500,000. I like saying that, but it's 410,000 media views and or engagements in their communication plans via, if they have Twitter or if there's different emails, and they had, that bidirectional communication with that. So basically the state reach was, yes, this was a lofty goal that we were hoping could be accomplished, and they did it by almost by December. I think there was 1 or 2 counties maybe halfway through that hadn't, but they reached all 114 counties in the city of St. Louis. So, I mean, if I could be doing the little horn celebration thing on this right now and present, I would be doing it. That is huge. They actively engaged 358 of our school districts. Now, for us to consider a stakeholder or a school district or provider actively engaged, that means they had to have more than 3 engagements or more. So over 350 of our school districts had 3 engagements or more, really building that strength of that relationship. So we're getting a big reach. Now we really want to start going deeper and building those relationships with our stakeholders. Again, they've connected with over 350 collaborative partners, and we were able and lucky enough and honored to support the Office of Childhood with the strategic planning listening sessions with 375 plus participants. So really that state impact is that stronger local early childhood systems, increase awareness of those resources, supporting those children with disability and developmental concerns by really increasing that developmental screening and those early identification efforts, partnering with First Steps, early childhood special education, and really help building a referral pathway to connect those children with disabilities and their families to supports they need, because we all on here know how important, the earlier we can get those interventions, the more success they have. So really, ultimately, it builds a stronger connection between state and our wonderful local communities. It takes all of us to build the strongest partnerships we can. So next, I'm going to real quickly get into a little bit about the Missouri Family Resources. So you hear a lot about that, guys. This is truly like helping build a systematic change for our families in the state of Missouri. So this is going to talk a little bit, explain a high-level overview of what the Missouri Family Resource app is. So it's a website and app. Of course, it's Android, or you could do Apple or Android, either way. And this gives a little bit of definition of what resources are included, how these are going to really the resources and their contact information stay current, and what data and website mobile app collects. So we're able to collect some data that I'll get into too. So that QR code down at the bottom is going to take you to the Missouri Family Resource. And again, I'll be happy to share these slides with Lisa afterwards, and she might even be able to share some flyers too. Here's the flyers. This is where you could go at the bottom of this is where you're going to be able to connect through the website with the Missouri, and you can print out. Please, we need you to help get this out. Not only that, But if you go on there and there is some wonderful resource that you're using that you notice isn't on there, one of my favorite parts is this is a community built website, resource website, where you could go at the bottom and suggest a program, and you could type in the information. Find Help will say, thank you, we're going to validate this information or check, make sure it's not on there already in a different form. And then they'll say, after the validation, they'll let you know, thank you, it's been added to the Missouri Family Resource. And or if you have a large, let's say you have, several, a resource flyer or something that needs to be added to that, please share it with Lisa, and Lisa will get it to us, and we'll make sure that gets added onto Missouri Family Resource. Okay, so a little bit of the data. Last year, 56,840 searches. There were over 659 programs added. Now, with that being said, last year, DESE added, oh goodness, was it 1,200, Michaela? A lot of programs on there also in their disability, early childhood and disability. So that's not including those. And then there were 223 programs claimed. So just again, geeking out on some data here. Here are some of the top 10 cities. And if you notice, a lot of them are bigger cities. And bit of St. Charles, if you look, St. Louis City, St. Charles, you guys were on there. No shock here. Some of the biggest searches were food pantries. Look at this, guys. Food, housing, 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 food, housing, housing, food. Food, transit actually did make it. But I did want to point out one that I starred, the child care. There were over 508 searches for child care. I put at the bottom of this slide. So Missouri has actually contracted with Child Care Missouri that there is a resource and referral site that houses all the child care. So if you know of a family looking for child care, we really need to make sure that we're referring them to that Missouri resource and referral site. And again, I put the link and the referral hotline down at the bottom of that. So real quick, I am going to see, let me know. I don't know if I have to stop sharing. Lisa, let me know. Are you seeing the Missouri?
Looks good.
Are you seeing them? Okay. So just to give you a quick, let's say if I'm going to hit food pantry, and I'm thinking, is the 63101 one of the St. Louis's zip codes?
Downtown.
And you search. I just want to do an explanation, like it. Well, verify I'm a human first. I have my question that someday. All right. Here we go. This is what it's going to look like. What you're going to see is just some basic information. When you click more information, it is really going to go into the deep dive, have the website, the phone number. It's going to go into the hours, the dates that are the days that it's open, and it even gives a map. So what's beautiful is if you hit this share button, you can share this directly with your families through either email or text, however you like. If you see something on here that isn't maybe updated, you could suggest, hey, I think they changed their phone number, suggest it, and then Find Help will verify that, and then they will adjust that. But my favorite part is you see this beautiful little checkup here. That means the Third Baptist Church has taken ownership of this information. So they can go in on a regular basis and keep this information updated. If not, Find Help does a regular service update of the resources. But again, it just got, look at all these food pantries that have ownership. I love it because that's ultimately what we want. And how to do that, if your program is on here, if you want to take ownership, you just have to sign up. And then when you go to that site, it's going to ask you if you actually do work here, and it's going to ask for some verification. They'll double check that, and then you can take ownership of your site. So quick overview of that. Is there any questions of?
Yeah, Kimberly, Brooke Bennett from 9PBS asked, I noticed that the form does have an issue. Who should we reach out to get it fixed? Brooke, maybe you can come off mute. I'm not sure if you're still on there. Are you
Yeah,
referring to
I'm
9
referring to
PBS's listing?
the
Mhm.
child care aware for the referral. When you go to fill it out, I tried 2 browsers to make sure it wasn't a me problem, but it won't let you fill the city and the county. Like you type in St. Louis and then it removes it. And so I've tried it like with a period, without a period. So I was wondering if that's a child care aware issue that we need to correct with them, or if that's an Office of Childhood problem.
Yeah, no, that would be a child care aware. But if you want to, Brooke, Lisa, or if somebody or I can do it when I'm done
I can
presenting,
reach out.
drop my email. Or actually, Brooke, I
Mhm.
think Cindy just kind of did an introduction.
I was going to say, Kimberly, we're already connected via email earlier today. So you and I
Yes.
can work on that.
Yes, please do. After this, just email me and then I'll get exactly what's going on. I'll go on and play and then we'll know how to address that. I think Paula Wright would be the person, but thank you for noticing that. That's the things that we need to know to make sure the system, it works well.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And I did spell it both like out as in St. Louis and St. St. period Louis, and it didn't accept either one. So we can figure that out together.
Thank you,
perfect.
Brooke.
Brooke.
Thank you. Joanne, you have a question?
Yes. Hi. Thank you for this information. It's such an invaluable resource. I ask this every time we visit this site, and I'm asking again since you're here. Pardon me. I do not see public schools listed, and they're such an incredible resource for our families. Can you lend some insight into what's happening with that?
Sure. So public school, if you notice your parent education programs are going to be on there. So versus the public school setting. That is something honestly we could bring up to our the contractor. Find Help is the one to do that. And I think Michaela's on here too. But originally this was set up for early childhood. But as this has grown, that's why our PATs are on there. That's why the home visiting's on there, is because this was really initially set up. If you go into the state, you're going to see a lot of those early childhood pieces. So public school is on there in the sense of the PAT. It's required. Every public school has the parents as teachers. And in hopes if families do need that resource, that connect with their PAT, and their PAT could maybe connect them with the right person within that school system. But thank you for bringing that up. That's something that maybe we can look into.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Every school district in St. Louis County, and I think probably the state, has an early childhood program. And then early childhood special education is required by the state of Missouri for children starting at age 3. Special school district is a powerful resource. I'm on their board. And that's a great place for families to connect when they're looking for looking to meet their child's needs. So I really think that's a very big piece that's missing. And I really hope the next time I look at the website, it'll be there. I can't enter all of the hundreds of the schools all by myself. I wish I could.
Well,
Yeah.
right. No, and that is a huge undertaking. So, yes, if when we talk this through, and you know what, I definitely want to get back with you to let you know this conversation that is had in what direction it's going to go. Because just to let you know, it took a whole summer to get it. It isn't something that's going to happen overnight because of all of the validation and information and all of that kind of stuff. But we'll further this conversation. Also have some discussion with Find Help, Michaela, from the office, and just see kind of that direction. And then I can follow up with you, Joanne, on that.
That'd be great. And I'm sure Desi has all those schools listed.
Yes,
Thank you.
We would love to have our social workers and our school nurses put this site, use this site for resources for other things too. So yes, thank you. Oh, Michaela, did you want to come up?
No, I just thank you, Joanne. My name's Michaela King, and I am the program manager for the Office of Childhood in the outreach section. So I have definitely taken that note, and that can definitely be something that we talk with our contractor and see how we can implement that as a resource as well. So thank you for that suggestion.
Yes, thank you.
And I'll
you for your
connect the
action.
3 of you. Joanne, I'll connect you with Kimberly and Michaela as soon as we get off this.
Okay, thanks,
Just via
Lisa.
email. So
That's
absolutely.
wonderful.
Hey, we have just a big shout out, Nancy Spargo in the chat asked, does anyone have a contact at PAT in Afton? So if anybody here on this call does, I do not. Please respond to Nancy in the chat. And Larry Felton says, does the Office of Childhood work with the special school district? And I assume you're referring to St. Louis County's special school district. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, okay.
Special School District of St. Louis County is only in
County.
St. Louis County. Yeah.
Right.
Speaking as a board member, thanks.
Yes, and
Kimberly?
I might refer that to Michaela. That's not my lane. I'm not 100% sure. So thank you for being here today, Michaela. Great questions.
These are great questions. I believe that they do, but that's something that I could definitely follow up on more. If you don't mind to put your email in the chat, or Lisa, if afterwards you want to connect. I'm not for sure who asked that question, but so I can connect with them afterwards and make sure I follow up on that as well. So great questions today, guys.
Love it. Love all of this.
Perfect.
So
yeah, I'll connect all of you. I'll connect
Thank you.
all of you.
Thank you. Lisa.
Absolutely. And Samantha March, Dr. March, just a big shout out. Please share your contact information on in the chat with Coletta Daniels regarding your event that you're having for kindergarten entry, helping families sign up for kindergarten. Okay.
Okay, well, and I'll go ahead and again stop me at any point in time, but just to finish getting through some of this, I just sample of success stories. So we have the numbers. Here's truly the ones that pull at your heart, some of the great things that we've been able to do. So throughout the state, and to pick just a few was so hard, but one of the big successes, Library and the Office of Childhood Alignment successfully onboarded a youth specialist for a public school onto the regional task force to tightly align the library programs with the OOC goal. Registered apprenticeship. One of our regions was able to partner with the educational leads to construct CDA prep courses, allowing high school students to earn dual credits. And I actually know a couple regions that's happened in. Public awareness, installed permanent informational resource stands at laundromats, post offices, and grocery store outlets to reach rural communities, because we challenge our community leaders to go where the families are. And we love that one. We thought that was just so creative. Professional learning opportunities. One of our regions they were able to present at 3 DESE PAT PLCs, connecting with 45 programs and embedding an educational video series into the school district toolkits. And even one of the school districts had those videos playing kind of on loop in their entryway, I do believe. And then formal referrals, establish referrals with the pregnancy resource centers to route families facing instability into our home visiting loops. And then, of course, the medical training, really helping to build together that statewide program and to continue to educate our local health providers on some of the resources available for families. Here's just a little bit of a sample, just a small sample of some of the resources that our beautiful community leaders share out. And some examples of stakeholders: Office of Childhood Programs, home visitors, school district, childcare, health departments, U4C, Moaine, Childcare Where. Again, there was like close to 350. Kids with Missouri, community partnerships, Turn the Page, state agencies, universities, coalitions, but most importantly, you guys are the ones who help make this work happen. So thank you, and help us to continue to grow this by informing other people that you work with in this field. So this is just a few things that you could do. Join the monthly stakeholder meetings like you're doing, spread the awareness of community events and program updates, and receive Lisa and Tiffany and Nakia's beautiful monthly newsletters. So again, at the bottom, you'll have that website that you can reach out to and find more information about us. So
please feel free to reach out to me anytime, because I think everybody has my email address or my cell if you have, any questions or need any connections. All right, Nakia, let's finish this up. Tiffany still hanging in there. So we just all learned about Missouri Family Resources. I want to make sure that, please make sure your organization is listed correctly on Missouri Family Resources. Put this Missouri Family Resources, and I can get you the icon and link if you would like on your organization's website. And share the Missouri Family Resources app with your stakeholders and families. Next slide. Nakia, do you want to tell the status of Missouri's Dolly Parton Imagination Library? Because I just don't think I can talk about it.
Give it.
So sad.
So, on November 8th, 2023, the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and the Office of Early Childhood launched the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Well, due to the fiscal year 2027 budget reductions beginning July 1st, 2026, the Dolly Parton Imaginary Library will not have funding to accept new applications. DESE and the OOC will continue to provide books to families already enrolled as funding allowed. If you would like additional information about advocacy, funding, and how community members can support, please contact your local representative.
Beautiful. Yes, very sad. So the bottom line is, or at least the bottom line for me is I've been trying to get as many families enrolled in Dolly Parton Imagination Library this month, because starting July 1, there'll be no enrollment of new families. So spread the word, and then on our newsletter, we will provide that link again to sign up for the free monthly book that is children's book that is mailed to the home of all Missouri children ages birth through age 5. Next slide. You guys, we need you on our Facebook. You're all members of the group, but kind of come and check things out. We're posting a lot, and please post what you're doing so that we can get to know everyone. We are in the process of changing it from a group to a page. Facebook. I don't know what I'm saying, but we'll keep you posted, and we will make sure all information is kept and saved. And next slide. Reminders, questions. Do you know of any additional early childhood educators in the St. Louis region who would like to join this group? If so, please introduce them to us. Also this month, look in your inbox. We're going to have 2 St. Louis Childhood Community Leader e-newsletters. One, the one that you've always been getting every month, and then one just for specific child care providers in the St. Louis region. The Missouri Office of Childhood has, the Child Care Aware of Missouri has identified close to 700 child care providers in the St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and St. Charles County. And we want to make sure that we're connecting with all 700. And we have a shared Google folder. Did you guys know that? So anytime once these meetings are ending and you're like, oh, I would like that video or that information, you should be able to access that Google Drive. And I will make sure that that's in the chat for you. And it's also on our e-newsletters. I'm talking a lot, sorry. We're missing our fearless third leg of the table, Tiffany. Third Wednesday of the month, we have sent you a calendar invitation with the Zoom link for all St. Louis Region Childhood Community Leader meetings, starting with this meeting through May of 2027. If there's one exception, we will be meeting on July 22nd, 2026, the 4th Wednesday of the month. And if you have not received a calendar invite for each monthly meeting, please reach out to us anytime. There we go. Thank you. You're all amazing. I think we'll end by everybody we'll stop sharing the PowerPoint. We can see everybody and come off mute if you have any other additional questions.
Is Dr. March still on here? Because I wanted to get her
She is.
email.
I dropped that in the chat. I dropped all my contact information with the email and the phone
It
number.
must be
Do you see
further
it in
up.
there?
Okay. Maybe it's up further.
I don't see it,
I don't either.
Samantha.
Oh, you know what? It's sent to the read, whoever's AI is in there. Let me go ahead and resend that to the entire
Thank
group.
you.
My apologies.
No
There you
worries.
go.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna take a picture of
And
that.
Lisa, I've
Thank you.
already sent you the flyer as well.
Yay.
All right, we will promote it. We will promote it.
Thank you, team. I really appreciate
Definitely.
that. I really do appreciate it.
Definitely.
you.
And again, anyone who wants to be a vendor, please reach out to me. You're more than welcome to come and share your good news and information with the community.
Wonderful.
All right.
And I will make sure that the Google folder link so that you guys have access to everything that we do. I'll make sure that's in the e-newsletter. All right.
Okay.
Well, have a wonderful, it's a beautiful and windy day. Hope you get outside and I thank you for everything that you do. So thank you.
Have a good